Good morning and welcome to First Edition, the online ministry of First Community Church. My name is Glenn Miles. I'm the senior minister in this amazing congregation, and we are thrilled that you've joined us on this day for worship. We want you to know, no matter who you are, where you've been, where you're going, what you believe, even what you don't believe, you are welcomed and accepted here in this congregation, just as you are. Right now there's a QR code up on the screen. Capture that code with the camera option on your phone, tap on that link, and there you can let us know of your attendance. You can submit a prayer concern. You can even give for the offering if you choose to do so. We would love to hear from you. My sermon today is based on the story of Jesus and Zacchaeus. Do you remember that one? It's fairly popular and well known. Jesus is coming into Jericho and he sees Zacchaeus up in a tree, but he sees Zacchaeus not as somebody to be reviled. He was reviled and not liked at all by the people in the town there. Jesus sees him as someone to be loved and forgiven. It's a powerful story of what God wants to do for you and me, to love us, and if you're like me, you probably need to be forgiven once in a while as well, to love us and forgive us. I'm looking forward to sharing this sermon with you. We're at the 9 o'clock service here this morning. Beautiful solos by Kiffy and by Janelle. Enjoy them as we worship together.
We invite you to sing along.
Let us lead with patience, with a gentle word, bearing every burden, laying down the old hurt. When our feet are stumbling and the climb is steep, all you people of goodwill, will you walk with me? Would you walk with me through the wilderness when we cannot see through our differences, when the dust is settled and the votes are cast? Would you walk with me? Let us lead with kindness, with a listening ear, hearing every story, laying down our old fears. Though our hearts are broken and the pain runs deep, all you people of goodwill, will you walk with me? Would you walk with me through the wilderness when we cannot see through our differences, when the dust is settled and the votes are cast? Would you walk with me? 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 Would you walk with me?
Earlier in the Gospel of Luke, we hear from the Gospel writer that Jesus has set his face on Jerusalem. It's one of my favorite texts in the entire Bible. Jesus, in other words, is determined to go to Jerusalem. He's not going to be distracted. Oh, he'll stop along the way. There'll be a healing here and somebody made well over here. They'll be teaching in a synagogue and preaching along the way. But he is determined. He is going to Jerusalem, and he's going to challenge those in power there, political and religious people in power, with his message of God's universal and undying eternal love for everyone. It's fascinating, isn't it, that people in power are challenged by the gift of grace, by the gift of universal love. Somehow he knows he's going to be opposed, and he knows there will probably be violence. How he knows that, I don't know for sure, but he knows. He's determined. In fact, next week we'll celebrate the day that he arrives in Jerusalem. He comes from the top of the Mount of Olives, down with the people following him with this wonderful, massive parade, waving palm branches, shouting, Hosanna, blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. He goes down through the Kidron Valley, up the other side to the ancient walled city of Jerusalem. It's a beautiful and powerful story, and Jesus is determined to go. We see him here in Jericho in sort of a foreshadowing of that parade on Palm Sunday. If you've been to the Holy Land, you know that Jericho is not much more than a 20 or 30-minute drive from Jerusalem. It's a longer walk, of course, because it's all uphill. It's not easy, but he's close. He's almost there. He arrives in Jericho, and a massive crowd begins to follow him. It's a foreshadowing of another parade. Here's the parade going through the city of Jericho. They've heard about the famous preacher from Galilee, who's come down to see them, wandering through. They want to get a glimpse of him. They heard that he's a healer. They've heard that he's a brilliant teacher and preacher, able to relate to everyday folks, not from an ivory tower, but with stories of their lives that illustrate the love that God has given to them and to the world. Now, according to the story, according to Luke, there was a man there who was named Zacchaeus, who wasn't tall enough to see Jesus. Or actually was he? If we could look at the Greek text and look at the grammar there, it's not clear which one is short. Is it Jesus or is it Zacchaeus? Honestly, it's not clear. Is the crowd standing above Jesus? He's this little guy walking in the crowd? Or is Zacchaeus the short one who has to climb the tree? I know you're going to tell me, but we sang a Sunday school song about Zacchaeus was a wee little man. Well, that was sort of made up. We don't know for sure. That's way more Bible nerdy stuff than you deserve on a Sunday morning. But I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning wondering, Julie, wake up. Is Zacchaeus the short one or is it Jesus? Which means pray for Julie, by the way. So I'm looking, Pastor Karen is here. Pastor Karen is a friend of mine. She attends our church regularly. She came to the Wednesday night gathering where I did a Bible study on today's text. I'm calling it It's Wednesday, but Sunday's coming, because that's the story of my life. It doesn't matter what day of it is or what's gone on behind me, Sunday's always coming. And so we studied this text and looked at it, and after 45 minutes, I asked the crowd who had gathered for that study, you tell me, what would you preach? And Pastor Karen said, I'm noticing that there's a lot of seeing going on. Jesus sees Zacchaeus. The crowd saw Jesus and Zacchaeus. Think about that for a moment. Jesus is determined. Remember what I said? He's on his way. He is going to Jerusalem. He's bringing this message, but he pauses long enough not just to notice there's somebody up in a tree, but he sees him. He recognizes him. He calls him out. He sees him not as a criminal, not as a crook, not as a political rival. All three of those things are true about Zacchaeus. He's the chief tax collector. That's Luke's way of saying he's a really awful person. He's ripped people off. He's a traitor to his country. He's terrible. He's made himself rich on you all. But Jesus doesn't see him with those labels. Jesus sees a flawed, broken, desperately in need of healing man. Somebody who is overwhelmed by his own failures and mistakes. When Jesus looks at us, Jesus doesn't see you as the ideal person you think you're supposed to be. Jesus doesn't see you as the glittering image you might try to project. Maybe you've read some novels by Susan Howich. That's her phrase, the glittering image. Too many pastors, trust me, too many folks come to church on a Sunday morning thinking, I got to be at my best, look my best, stand up straight and tall, do everything right. How's things? Everything's great. We all come with that. Jesus sees through all of that to the you that you are. He sees Zacchaeus as a broken, flawed human being, someone in need, desperate need of being made well, of healing, of wholeness. The crowd, as Pastor Karen helped me see, what do they see when they look at Jesus? What do they see when they look at Zacchaeus? What do they call him? Did you hear the word? What do they call him? Jesus is going to the house of a sinner. He's a sinner. He's defined by the crowd. The crowd can't accept grace. The crowd seems to be afraid of grace, afraid of what Jesus is bringing to their town. Jesus is coming in the name of love. They've no doubt heard his preaching or stories about his preaching. quotes about who he is and what he wants the people to understand. They can't. Grace has come to town. Love has come to town. And they, in their arrogance, judge Zacchaeus as nothing more than a sinner. By the way, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Nowhere in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, in any of the four Gospels, does Jesus refer to a person as a sinner. He refuses to define us by some failure or some mistake or something else that's gone wrong. Jesus always sees us as a beloved child of God. Even somebody as notorious as this tax collector, this chief tax collector up in a tree. The crowd can't see because of their arrogance. And also, maybe this has happened to you sometimes. Have you ever noticed that sometimes people will project their worst behaviors onto you? Has that happened to you before? They know who they are. They're projecting it onto Zacchaeus so they can feel better about themselves. It's fascinating to me how afraid some people are of grace. My friend Robert Capon is in the resurrection now. He's one of my favorite theologians. I've been rereading some of his books the last few weeks. I found a quote this week that fits perfect for today. Grace doesn't sell, Robert says. Grace doesn't sell, because if you want to buy grace, you have to admit that you're a loser, and no one wants to be a loser. We want to keep that glittering image going. We want to keep that image out there. Don't ever look at anything. Don't look behind that door. Don't look behind the curtain. Don't look at my bedroom where I haven't made the bed. Whatever it is, we want to keep that image perfect and out there. Grace doesn't sell because it acknowledges us. It acknowledges that we are called to receive that grace, to admit that we need it. You see, it's not about the flaws. It's not about the failures. It's not about the mistakes. It's about Jesus' ability to welcome us despite all those things. Because we're not called to come to church to be perfect and to have everything lined up. We're called to be in this place. As my dad used to say, the church isn't a social club for saints. It's a hospital for sinners. It's a place to come to be renewed, restored, reminded that that universal love given in Jesus' day is given on this day and every day. What's the church supposed to be? Let's listen to my friend Mike Yaconelli. Put his words up there, please. The power of the church is not a parade of flawless people, but of a flawless Christ who embraces our flaws. Do you hear the beauty in those words? But of a flawless Christ who embraces our flaws. The church is not made up of whole people, rather of the broken people who find wholeness in a Christ who was broken for us. It's not a parade of flawless people. It's a Christ who embraces our flaws, embraces you, and makes us well by that embrace. You know, there's another story in Luke's gospel. I think it's in Luke 13, where Jesus also sees someone, and it's amazing. It's an unbelievable sight on his part. He's teaching at the synagogue. There's a crowd that has gathered, and in the middle of his teaching, he sees someone who otherwise is not seen or noticed by the congregation at all. It's a woman who is, according to Luke's gospel, bent over by a spirit. She has a debilitating spirit. She's bent over. She's virtually invisible, unseen. But Jesus, and here's the miracle again, he sees her. He sees her and he goes to her and makes her well. The beauty of that story is not just that Jesus sees her, but it's also recognizing that Jesus sees us even if we're not physically or literally bent over. In the Old Testament, there's a Hebrew word, awon. It means literally to be bent down by life, bent down by my failures, bent down by my mistakes, bent down by circumstances beyond my control, to be bent down. It's one of the most popular is the wrong word. It's one of the most frequent words in the book of Psalms. Lord, I'm bent over, I'm bent down, I'm stumbling, I can't bear this any longer. Rescue me, help me, lift me up. Have you been bent over? Pushed down, ignored, forgotten, unseen, sinned against? We know her story, don't we? We know that story. Well, Grace comes to town, and Grace says to Zacchaeus, Zacchaeus, I'm coming to your house. I want to have lunch with you. Make sure you get home ahead of me. Get the table set. I want to be there. Have you noticed, by the way, that when you sit down, well, maybe some of you do this, maybe not everybody does, but a lot of people, it always happens when I come over for dinner. We sit down at the table, and someone will say, Pastor, could you say grace, please? I'm like, well, you can go ahead and pray. Oh, no. No, you're the professional. You're the prayer one. I love, though, by the way, if you invite me over, you can pray. It's really okay. I just want to have a little bread and wine. I love that we call it grace, though. Would you say grace? It is a gracious thing to break bread together, to sit at a table and enjoy one another's company, to pour a little wine, to break a little bread, to a piece of fish, whatever it might be, a little bit of dessert. What a beautiful and marvelous thing it is to say grace, to be with each other. So Jesus comes and does this with Zacchaeus, and what does Zacchaeus do? Remember now, he's a chief tax collector. He's ripping off people. He's gotten fabulously wealthy off of your money. He's left you in poverty. Zacchaeus, as a result of Jesus just coming to his house, says, you know what, I'm going to give half my money away to the poor. I'm going to pay back everybody I've taken money from 4 times. If he took $1,000 from you, you're going to make $4,000. I went to seminary, but I can do that math. That's a good deal. It's a good deal for us. It's a good deal for you. It's a good deal for me. Zacchaeus is overwhelmed by grace, overwhelmed by love's presence in his home, and he turns into the most generous person. I read a preacher this week who said he becomes the CEO of the United Way of Jericho. I mean, that's who he is. He's given everything away. It's an amazing story. It's a beautiful story. It's a powerful one. And Jesus declares, today salvation has come to your house. Now, was Zacchaeus buying his way to get salvation? No. He's responding to the goodness of Christ's presence, to the goodness of grace, to the graciousness of a meal, to the opportunity to see himself not as a broken, failed, flawed human, but as a child of God. And in response to that, he can think of nothing better than to give away what he has. You know, the word for salvation, by the way, in Greek, is soteria. It literally means to be healed, to be made whole, to be given a new start, to be renewed. So often we hear the word salvation, we think, oh, it's about how to get to heaven. Jesus is giving out tickets for heaven. If you think this way or believe this way or say certain things, well, then you get a ticket to heaven. Salvation in the Bible is always about today. It's always about being made new, whole, and well today. What Jesus is saying to and God will take care of us in death. That's the promise of the Bible. God will take care of us in death. It's not about buying a ticket or doing the right things or believing the right things. Jesus says, though, today salvation has come. Today you can be made well. Today you can begin again. Today you can start your life over. Today, salvation is always, always there. Always. Because the universal, eternal, undying love of God never, ever, ever, ever leaves us. That pastor I quoted a moment ago who said that Zacchaeus became the CEO of the United Way of Jericho, he also said something that kind of irritated me. And maybe it kind of irritated me because he might have been talking to me. But he said, are you a Christian? Are you a follower of Jesus? Are you a member of a church? Good. Those are great things. Show me your 1040. Show you my 1040? My tax forms? Yeah, I want to see your list of charitable giving. I can't believe a pastor would say that in a sermon. Can you believe that? And yet I think I needed to hear it. How do I respond? How does my life, not because I'm trying to earn it, not because I'm trying to get my way in there, not because I'm trying to buy that salvation, how do I respond to that gift? How do we respond? When grace comes to town, when love dines with you, how do you respond? How do you reply? In the text, in the story, the people are confused, overwhelmed, frightened, because grace can do that. Grace can call you to acknowledge it's time to let down the glittering image. It's time to set aside the need to prove myself to everyone. It's time to just be the amazing, marvelous, and wonderful person that God created me and you to be.
Are you weary from a life of sin? Are you heavy from the guilt within? There is one who'll make the burden lift, and Jesus is his name. Come to Jesus, come to Jesus. He is calling to you. He will save you. He will heal you. He will make all things new. Come to Jesus. Are you lonely walking on your own? Are you desperate for a ray of hope? There is one who sees you, one who knows, and Jesus is his name. Come to Jesus, come to Jesus. He is calling to you. He will save you. He will heal you. He will make all things new. Come to Jesus. And when at last your days have passed, your soul will rest in glory, and the shadowlands of sorrow end. There's only light and glory. And when at last our days have passed, our soul will rest in glory, and the shadowlands of sorrow end. There's only light in glory, in glory. Come to Jesus, come to Jesus. He is calling to you. He will save you. He will heal you. He will make all things new. Come to Jesus. Come to Jesus.
Thank you for joining us for worship today. I know you were inspired by the music, and I hope the message was one of hope for you and for this week. We've got that QR code back up there again. If you haven't had a chance yet, please register your attendance, send us a prayer concern, and would you please consider making a gift? As you can imagine, it takes a few dollars to produce these services, not only in person, but also online. We'd love to hear from you. Now, if you'll wait just a moment, As soon as the screen changes, you'll be able to see our 6-minute video from our Mexico mission trip where 45 of our young people and adults went to build 3 homes in Tijuana, Mexico. It's a great story. We want to inspire you some more. Enjoy the video.
Meaning that we could literally bring families together by just 5 days of work, and that was it.
Stands on a dirt road, the sunlight on her clean clothes. Stay forever, the road pinches together, the mountains fall into the sea. What if I built the frame that gave you my name? Would you wander forever with me and drive way up over my door, where everyone's free now to move how they feel now? She blames Brooklyn for hand-me-downs, but she wakes up in her parents' house. And I got the curse of the quivering youth. Tell the truth, all you really need is the love in this room. And I open my lips to tell her she's the anchor. I'm a sailor, we're lost in the height of the wave. Every wave remind me why I feel this way, and drive way up over Mount Jordan, where everyone's free now to move how they feel now. Feel your feet on the festival ground. They can't stop us, we like Ziggy Stardust. 'Cause they can't stop us, we like Ziggy Stardust. And I dreamed you felt it too, and I dreamed it all came true, and I dreamed you felt it too, and I dreamed it all came true, and I dreamed you felt it too, and I dreamed it all came true, and I dreamed you felt it too, and I dreamed it all came true. They can't stop us, we like Ziggy Stardust.
I always keep coming back because like the community is different here than anywhere else. I mean, the sites are beautiful, and like you build a community within like the people from First Community, and like it's just really nice to talk to people that you would never talk to in a normal setting. And then also the families you build relationships with.
and I'll be home. Carry the feeling through Paris, all through Rome, and I'm still thinking back to the time under the canyon.
This trip, there's two sides of it. I think not only are you providing something great for the Mexicans in Tijuana, but you're also, people at home coming from Columbus are gaining, I would say, just as much as well, but in a different way.
I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going home. Quick pause in conversation. She plays songs I've never heard. An old lover's hippie music pretends not to know the words, and I keep thinking back to the time under the canyon. I'll be gone too long from you. I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going home. I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going home. I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going, I'm going, oh, I'm going home.
And it was just like bringing a family together, and we were not just building a house, we were building them hope in the future and in this happiness.